Not depend. How far back do you want to go?
I don't care. You tell me.
When I started long before you were born. I started at the Daily Times in 1971, and when I started, I was in the women's department. It's not like it is today. At that point in time, what you did basically was you typed and you sent out type, and then the men in the composing room would paste it on the page, and then you'd go back there and check and see what had to be edited. And now you know what it is. We do everything on the screen. Right now is not a very good time in the newspaper business for any number of reasons. A younger generation that doesn't read the paper as much as they go on the internet, which is hard for me to understand because the internet doesn't have the same restrictions, doesn't have the same, they don't have the same libel and slander restrictions that we do. And the other thing right now is the economy in general. As of December 5th, we're having layoffs. Well, but it's like anything else. You have to feel that there will be a point of turnaround. Now, let me tell you something. We had two things where we sold out every newspaper we printed, and we printed extras. Phillies win the World Championship. Mr. Obama is elected president. It's a historic thing. So when there's something that happens, well, like the Phillies win a World Championship once every 28 years, people they want the newspaper. They want that World Champs edition.
Yay!
Okay.
What do we have?
We have Swinson. Now, I put a call to Marlene, because Louis is wide open today, and I might just send, if people are going to be exiting at a certain time, I might just send you down there and camp you out. But there is a gag order, so the shepherds are going to speak.
Well, we get
They're testifying.
Break for lunch, maybe
I mean, I can have her ask.
A photo of him holding that photo of his son.
I can ask, I haven't talked to Marlene, so when I talk to her. Alright, my name is Monica Simmons. I'm the assistant city editor here at the Daily Times.
How old are you?
24. I've worked here for 2.5 years. Considering the position I'm in, it's sometimes overwhelming because I'm often dealing with reporters who are twice my age and have significantly more editorial experience. It's good that I can bring a fresher perspective, I think, to the newsroom, especially as far as my experience with transforming a paper from solely a print edition to a web and print edition. That to me is exciting because it means that we can reach a whole lot more people with our, it puts a lot more pressure on us to make sure, to verify that our facts are straight and to make sure that our reporting is accurate, and sometimes we get quite a few phone calls. Well, what about job security, Julia? Especially scary for people of our age, early 20s, even mid to late 20s, because we had chosen a profession that we felt like we probably should have known there was going to be a substantially different future, but we had felt like there was going to be security, and now we're kind of being faced with the reality that there might not be. But I personally like to believe that this is a profession that's going to continue to evolve. I think we're going to start seeing the dissolution of a print edition.
Hi, I'm John M. Roman, reporter and columnist, traffic columnist for the Delaware County Daily Sunday Times. I've worked here nearly 38 years. Yeah, I mean, I've done it all. I mean, everything from, like I say, federal racketeering trial of the Chester mayor to the John DuPont murder when it first broke that afternoon. I always remember the first story I ever wrote for the Delaware County Daily Times involved a little woman who was under 5 foot tall who had to go out for the March of Dimes annual drive. And it was a cold, wintry January night, and she went door to door, this little lady, and I accompanied her collecting money for the March of Dimes. To me, that's one of the mainstays of the Daily Times, covering the so-called little people, not just the big events.
What's it like working here with kind of this looming fear of job loss?
Stressful. Although I think the printed word that you can read in a newspaper, you can clip out something for posterity, say the World Series championship, and save it for your grandchildren. as opposed to seeing something online. I mean, what do? You print it on a printer. I mean, to me, nothing can beat the tangible feeling of a newspaper.
When you talk about the problems in newspapers, and one of the things that I think is in our favor is that metros have traditionally relied a lot on national news, but community newspapers serve a purpose that other newspapers don't. And I think that that's why we'll always have a niche.